Hi CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and I'm finally back. I'm sorry I've been gone so long, but we're going to learn how to make a great beach bag today. It's a pretty large beach bag, and I think it's pretty easy to come together. It's a pretty simple pattern. It's one that I made up myself, so I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over the materials. So what I'm using for this entire project, and that includes handle and everything, is a 6.5 millimeter hook or a size K. And then I got this great yarn, and if you follow my community tab, you would have seen this. I love this yarn. It's very similar to the Home Deck yarn by, I think Bernay makes that. I can't remember, but anyways, it's very similar. It's an elastic type yarn. And it's great for projects like this, where you want something kind of sturdy, that's not gonna, it's not that acrylic type stuff that gets all fuzzy. So this is called Yarn Bee Comfy Classic. And it's $3.99 for a skein, and I of course got it for much less than that. I got it on a sale, and then I got it on a discount, but it's 150 yards per each ball, which isn't a lot, but you really don't need that much to make this. So I think you need 2 of each of these to make this beach bag. Okay, so the colors I'm using in this brand are charcoal, coral, ocean water, and then I also use the gold in this. So they have a gold color, and let me see if I can find, yes, it's called just gold. And it's all, like I said, it's called Yarn Bee Comfy Classic, and it is washable and everything. It's 48% viscose, 30% polyester, and 22% nylon. And it's that nylon that gives it this wonderful, stretchy, great feeling, okay? So those are the colors that I use for mine. Now, you're also gonna need a pair of scissors, and you're going to need a darning needle, which looks like this. Oops, there's the top of it. Okay, so that's what you're gonna need. And so let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you, I've got some of mine finished, because obviously if we did all this on camera, it'd take forever. But this is the pattern that I followed with my color changes, okay? So this would be the bottom. So, and like I said, it is pretty large. This is the front. The front and the back work exactly the same. So I changed, you have this first row that you do to start the pattern, and it's the only time you do that row. And then you just continue doing the same pattern for every row after that, okay? So every 2 rows, I changed colors. Now you could change them up any way that you want to. You could use any yarn you want to, but I'm just letting you know exactly what I did, okay? And so then I just slowly kept changing colors, and then I got up to the top. Now, I was going to do, because I do want to explain these holes that you see, because I'm not going to do these for this. I found I did a strap for these holes, but I didn't like the way that it made it cave in. They were too close together, and I just thought it was flimsy. So what I'm actually going to do is show you how to do a Tunisian, which is a very strong strap, and I actually started over here on this side. Now I'm going to still use this lovely bag. I don't really care about the holes, but for you, we're not going to do the holes, and we're going to make a lovely long strap for each side using Tunisian crochet. And we're going to go from each one of these little humps to the other one. So I'm going to show you how to do the wave pattern. I'm going to show you how to change colors. I'm going to tell you all the counts that you need. But I do want to tell you, first of all, the only thing that's going to change for the front, for the sides and the bottom and everything is your count, okay? Now the bottom is just double crochet, and it is double yarn, okay? So that's the bottom. We wanted it to be sturdy. And then you have the side panels, okay? And then you have the front or the back, whatever you want to call it. So then after you complete all of those, then you sew it all together. And I'm going to show you how to do all of that. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to pull out some of this white yarn, and we're going to start with a chain of 73. And I'm sorry, I've got some paint on my hands. I've been painting, okay? So let's just go ahead and chain 73. And then once you get done chaining 73, I'll meet you back again. 73. And now we're going to do 4 single crochets. So we're going to, in the second chain from the hook, we're going to put a single crochet. So there's 1, and then we're going to do another 1, 2, then 3, and then 4. So there's 4 single crochets. Then we're going to do 1/2 double crochet. Okay? Then we're going to do 2 double crochets. Then we're going to do another 1/2 double crochet. And then we're going to do 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's your repeat sequence for this, okay? So in our next stitch, we're going to put 1/2 double crochet. And the next, we're going to put a double crochet. And the next, we're going to put a double crochet. And then you're going to do 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you're going to repeat that all the way down to your end of your 73, okay? And it's going to leave these little ridges back and forth. So like I said, you're going to do the 1/2 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1/2 double crochet, and then 8 single crochets, okay? So when you get to the end of yours, we'll meet back up again and we'll finish it off together. End here, and we just finished our 8 single crochets. So now we're going to do 1/2 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and then 1/2 double crochet. But at the very end, you're going to notice that you don't have 8, and you're not supposed to. You want to end with the 4 single crochets just like you did in the beginning. So we're going to finish with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So you end on 4 single crochets, and this is what it looks like. All right? So once you get done with that, we're going to meet back up, and I'm going to show you what to do in the second round. And the second round will be the repeat for all of our rows. Work on this repeat row that we're going to do for every row after this. And I do want to let you know that the way that we just began for this front panel is the same way that you're going to begin for this first row. And remember, it's the only row that you do this on. We're going to do the same thing for the front, the back, and the sides, okay? So you're always going to start off with what we just did. So you may want to rewind this when you get to that point so that you can watch this again, okay? So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to turn our work, and in the same spot, you're going to put a double crochet, okay? And then you're going to double crochet once in the next 3 spaces. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So now technically you have 4 double crochets, and then you have a chaining 3 turn, a chain 3 turn there, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to decrease. So you're going to go into your next 2 stitches, and you're going to do a double crochet together, 2 together. So you're going to go into your next space, pull up your yarn, go through 2 loops, leave the other 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go into your next space, pull up your yarn, go through 2 loops, then you have 3 on your hook. You're going to go through all 3. And now you've just double crocheted 2 together. So you're going to do that again. Yarn over, go into your next stitch, pull up a loop, go through 2 loops, That leaves 2 on your hook. Yarn over, go into your next stitch, pull up a loop, go through 2, and now you have 3 loops left on your hook. Go through all 3. And now you've just done 2 double crochets together. So now you're going to go into your next 3 stitches and do 1 double crochet. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And now you're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And 2 double crochets in the next. Okay? And this is what's going to create this wave as it comes up and down. And the more that you do this pattern, the more it's going to make sense, okay? So now we just did our 2 together in each of those. So now we're going to do a double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. So you see there's 3 in between all of those. And now, you guessed it, we're going to decrease again. So we're going to go into our next stitch and we're going to do 2 double crochets together. So just like I showed you before, there's 1, there's 2, and now you're going to double crochet 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to do 2 double crochets again. 1 and 2. And in the next, you're going to do 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Okay? So you're just going to keep repeating that all the way down, just like if I've just showed you. And if you need to rewind, that's fine. But again, I'm just going to go over with you so that you, maybe if, in case you don't understand. In the beginning, you're going to do chain 3, turn, and do a double crochet in that first one. Then you're going to put 3 double crochets. Then you're going to double crochet 2 together twice. Then you're going to do 3 double crochets. Then you're going to put 2 double crochets in each of the next 2. Then you're going to put 3 double crochets. And then you're going to do double crochet 2 together in the next 2 stitches, and then 3 double crochets, and you're just going to repeat that. So when you get close to the end, we're going to meet back up again, and I'm going to show you what's special about the end of the row. I've just done 3 double crochets, and we're working our way to our end here. So now we're going to do the 2 together. So let's do that together on camera. Double crocheting 2 together. And we're going to do that twice. Okay, and now we're on our last stitches here. So what we want is we want to go into these last 3 stitches and do a double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. But in this last stitch, okay, so we are going to go into this last stitch and we're going to put 2 double crochets, okay, because we want to mirror what we did on the other side. So trying to make sure that you go through both of those, turn it over on its side so you can see both of the loops here. I can't barely see them over my camera. Okay. So 2 double crochets here at the end, and that's very important. Don't forget that, okay? So we've done our 2 double crochets at the end, and now we're going to chain 3, 2, 3, and we're going to turn and we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to stay on camera the whole time for this one just so you can get to know it, okay? So we chained 3 and we turned, and we know we need to put a double crochet right here in this first spot, and then we need to do 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then we need to double crochet 2 together twice. So you need to go into your next space, pull up a loop, go into your next space, pull up a loop, and go through those 2, and then go through all 3 loops, and again do that again. your next space. Okay, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then now we're going to do our increase. So we're going to go into our next stitch and put 2 double crochets, and go into our next and put 2 double crochets. And then we're going to do 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3. And now we're ready to decrease. So as you see, what's happening here is we're going right here and we're decreasing. Then we're going up and we're increasing. Now we're going back down and we're decreasing. And that's what's creating this wave pattern. So again, to decrease, we're going to do 2 double crochets together. And then do that again. And then 3 double crochets. And now we're increasing again, so we're going to put 2 double crochets. And then 2 double crochets. And then a double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going back down again. So we're going to do 2 together. 1, 2, and then again 2 together. Okay, so you just keep doing that till you get to the end of yours, and then we'll meet back up again. We're at the very end now, and now we need to do those 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. But we can't forget that we also need to put 2 in this chain 3 right here. So right at the very top of this chain 3, we're going to put, and this is hard to get into, but you'll get a hang of it. So we're going to go right here into the top, and we're going to put 2 double crochets. So I'm going to do 1, and then in the second one, I'm not going to finish all the way. I'm just going to go through the first 2 because now I'd like to change colors. So what I'm going to do is bring in this coral color. And I'm not going to take off my white because I'm going to pull that up because I'm changing colors every 2 rows. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So I'm going to bring in this pink just like this. I'm going to tighten everything up, and then I'm going to turn my work. Okay, I'm going to let that white hang because I'm going to be using that. Okay, but I am going to work the pink behind so that I'll know that I can work it in as I go and I won't have to do it at the end. So now I'm going to chain 3, which you could have chained 3 and turn. It doesn't matter either way. But at any rate, I'm going to work this behind, and right in the same space again, I'm going to put 1 double crochet. Okay, and then I'm going to put three double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So again, you're just doing the pattern I've just showed you to do. It is the same. I just wanted to show you how to change colors, and I also want to show you how to bring up this white. So we'll do it again just a little bit more. Okay, so we're going again to do the decrease. So you're going to do 2 double crochets together, again working this in the back, and then again 2 double crochets together, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets, and now I can pretty much let that go in the back because I worked it over enough. So there's our 3 double crochets. And now what I can do is just take my scissors, pull on this just a little bit so it goes back in, and then cut it off. And then it is great. It's already worked in there, okay? So you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, so now we're up at the top of our wave here. So we're going to increase. So now we're going to do 2 double crochets. And in the next, 2 double crochets. And the next, we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then now it's time to decrease again because we're going down the wave. So again, double crochet 2 together. And again, double crochet 2 together. And now we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And now it's time for another increase. 1 and 2. And again, 1 and 2. And now we're going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, so I just want you to keep repeating that. If you need to rewind, that's absolutely fine. If you need to slow down this video, if I'm going too fast for you, look in your settings and it'll actually give you a place to either slow down or speed it up. YouTube is getting wonderful with all this stuff. So just remember that's all there. But what I want you to do is do 2 rows of whatever color you were wanting. And if you're following mine exactly, it'll be this coral color. So I'm going to do 1 more row as well, and then I'm going to meet you back again, and I'm going to show you how to change colors again, pulling up this white, okay? This second row of color that I wanted you to finish, and we're going to put our 2 double crochets at the very end here. And I just want to show you how to bring up the white, okay? So here's our 2 double crochets, but we're not going to go through that last one, and we're going to go ahead and pull up this white, okay? So we're going to pull up the white. We're not going to pull too tight, okay? Because then it'll pull it in together. But this will be easily hidden, this line here, when we put it all together. So it's really great to not have to continue to cut and work in everything or work it in as you go even. It's just fun to pull it up and do it like this, okay? So then I chain 3, turn my work, and then I would cut off this pink color, leaving enough to work in however way you want to do it. If you want to wait to the end or you want to do it now, I go ahead and work it in now. So I'll pull it up to the top here, and then I'll just go on with my pattern. So I would do my double crochet in that first available space, and then I would go on working my pattern, and I would work right over that scraggly. And this is just you know, making sure that you don't have too much to work in at the end, okay? So then you would just go on with your pattern, and you can do as many color changes as you want. Like I said, this is exactly the way it's worked for the front, the back, and the sides, okay? So you're just going to keep going, and with every color change, just do exactly like I told you to do, okay? So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to raise my camera up, and I'm going to show you how many rows I did. And again, you can do as many rows as you want to make this as big as you want, but I know a lot of people like to be told exactly, you know, hey, oops, sorry, I'm shaking my camera, beating on the table, but a lot of people want to know exactly how many rows. So I'm going to raise up my camera, pull this out. Okay, so we're going to have to count this row right here, which is very small, and it's kind of hard to tell the difference, okay, between this row and these. But I know that I did 2 of the white, and I know that I had this little base here that is much smaller because we had so many of those single crochets in between. So let's not forget this one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So 30 rows for the front and the back. So you will make a back. Sorry, I'm pulling through all my stuff here. So you will make a back that looks identical, okay? Just like this. All right, So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make these wonderful Tunisian crochet straps. And I use the blue, or I think it's called charcoal, in mine. That's the color that I used. Again, you can use any colors that you want, but I'm going to show you how to make this strap. And it's really great because the Tunisian is kind of like knit, obviously, and it just makes it really sturdy. Okay. And I also did double yarn for this. Okay. So you're going to use 2 of those charcoal yarn. So keep that in mind when you're buying the yarn for this project. If you buy this yarn, that you are going to have to double up for this. So you are going to want 2 of those skeins to make your life easier, unless you want to just make little balls, whatever you want to do. Okay. But I'm going to show you how to make this strap. Okay. So now we're going to start making this strap here, and you're going to notice that on the top of yours, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 humps, okay, at the very top. And you're going to be working this strap, and remember, you're not going to have these holes. Remember, I decided that was not a good idea, so don't pay attention to those. But I'm going to be working into this first little hump area right here. So we're going to be working in both of these, and I just found that this made it much sturdier when you hold it, okay? So you're going to take your 2 pieces of this charcoal color. So right here on the top of this hump, you have your 2 double crochets that you did, your 2 together right here. Now, I mean, you didn't put them together, your increase. You've got 2 double crochets in each one of these stitches, okay? But we're not going to work in the top of these. We're going to work right under them. So I want you to go into the stitch right before those 2 double crochets begin. And I want you to pull up and just do a chain, okay? Because we're going to start the Tunisian crochet. So there's 1. And then I want you to go back into that same spot, pull up again. You've got 2 loops on your hook, and just go through that first one, okay? Then go into the next space right next to it, pull up, go through, leaves a loop on your hook. Then go into the next, pull up, go through your loop. Now we've got 4. So then I want you to go into that same space again. And now you have 5 loops on your hook, okay? So now what I want you to do is start doing some Tunisian crochet to make this, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to go through this first, right here, your first stitch. You're just going to go through it just like that. But then you're going to go through your next 2. Just like this. Okay, and now what you're going to do is be working around these front loops here. So I'm going to go through this first front loop and pull up. This second one, pull up. This third one, pull up. And right here into the 4th, pull up. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't ever forget this last one. It looks like you shouldn't even look into it, but you should. Okay? And so then you will go through the first one, and then for the remainder, you'd go through 2. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay? And this right here will come loose a little bit here in the back, but you're going to work that in later. Okay? So again, let me show you that again. You've got your loop on your hook. You're going to go through that stitch, pull up a loop, go through the front of the next one, pull up a loop, go through the front of this one, pull up a loop, and then don't forget this one on the end, pull up a loop. Make sure that you keep all of this nice and loose. Go through the first stitch, then go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. Okay? Now, for some reason, you don't like this, or you're not feeling the Tunisian crochet, you know, you can always just go right here, but I would suggest not working into the top, working underneath like I showed you, but you could just do like 5 double crochets and just keep going up. You don't have to do this. I just think it looks really neat and makes a really sturdy handle. So let's just do that one more time. Going through the front loop, front loop, front loop, front loop. You've got 5. Go through this first one, then go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2. And you're just going to keep going until you get the handle length that you want. It's just going to be just like that all the way over and down. And so you go ahead and finish all that, and then I'm going to show you how to hook it to the other side. And remember, you're going to do the same thing for the front and for the back. So now you should have finished your handle, and I'm going to show you how to get it to the other side and how to attach it correctly. Now the first thing is you want to make sure that it's not crazily turned. So I've got my camera up high so that you can see. I've got it where it's coming just across the way that it should be, okay? So I know that I need to put it on like this, okay? So I'm gonna go right over to where I would have started with my other side. So, like on the other side, I started in that stitch just before those 2 double crochets. So that's the same thing I'm gonna do over here. I'm gonna go down below just like I did before, but this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a slip stitch instead. So I'm just gonna bring in the yarn, just like this, and I'm going to do a slip stitch, and then I'm going to go into the next, and I'm pulling up on these stitches, okay? So just like we did in the last one, in this one I'm going to put 2, okay? And then in the last one here, just like that. All right. And that's going to hold that right in place. Okay. And then all that you would do is you would take your extra right here and you would work it through, pull tight, and then you would just work it in. Now, if you wanted to, you could just go right back across and line those up together. So what you could do, just to make it look a little bit prettier, remember you're working with 2 strands of yarn here. So you will, when you go to put those on, you need to put 2 together, okay, which can be kind of difficult. Nope, didn't get it. I need to get a bigger darning needle is what I need. I've got these, just these metal ones. They make some huge plastic ones. I need to find one. Okay. I am not getting this in here. This is that nylon. This is it's not really a thick yarn. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it's got that nylon in it, so it's definitely got some oomph to it. Kind of like cotton. It is not wanting to go through there. Okay, I just can't do it on camera, but basically those 2 would go through. And what you could do is just to kind of keep this looking better, you could just go through each. And of course mine's not wanting to go through, just like this. Just to keep this pulled together. Okay, and then you would just work in these little last pieces that you have. Remember, 3 is the charm. 1, 2, and then 3, and then you can cut off. And then since I couldn't get that other piece in, I will now work in that piece as well, okay? Because we don't want it to come undone ever. All right, so that's how you do that. And then I would work in this other end. So you're gonna do the same thing for the other side. So now what's left is I'm gonna show you how to do the bottom portion of this, and then I'm going to show you how to put it all together again. So I'll meet you back up in just a minute. I just wanted to let you know, okay, for the front and the back you chain 73, and for the sides you chain 37, okay? So that's the only difference for that, for the sides and for the front and the back. Now this is the bottom, okay, and this is a chain of 60. So you chain 60 across, okay, and you take 2 pieces of yarn, and I'm just going to show you how to do this real quickly. I'm not going to chain 60, but you would chain 60. I'm just going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And because I want to do double crochets, I chain 10. So after you chain your 60, you're going to chain 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to go into the 4th chain from the hook. So you would do 63, and then you would double crochet again into the 4th chain of the hook. So right there is our double crochet. And we're working with 2 pieces of yarn together. So you would just go all the way down with your double crochets. And these 2 together really turn this into a chunky type yarn. But while it's chunky, it's still dense because it is that wonderful nylon type material. So very similar to that very expensive home deck stuff. So just working my way down. Okay, so it would look just like that and looks just like this. And then you would chain 3, 2, 3. That would count as your first double crochet, so you would not put anything here. And then you would double crochet right into your next spot. And then you would just double crochet all the way down. So that's all there is to this base. It's just double crochets back and forth using 2 pieces of yarn, okay? The 2 pieces of yarn make it really closely knit since you're doing a double crochet and you don't want to see a bunch of holes. And it also makes it very sturdy. Now I will tell you, you do chain the 60 across, and then for mine, I wanted it to be about 10 inches wide. So this piece right here is about 10 inches wide. Okay, so now we're going to work on piecing this all together. So you get done with your base, and then we're going to come back and we're going to learn how to put it all together. So, we're going to start piecing this all together. So I've got my base right here. I've got my front right here. And you're going to literally just sew it together, but you are going to turn it inside out when you're done. And that's just so that it looks really crisp. So make sure that you have all the pieces going. Okay, so if I want this to be on my outside, then I would turn it over. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you have a place with a little nick in it or something, or there was a place where the yarn, you know, had one of those knots in it or something like that, then make sure that you put it to the right thing, because we're going to be turning this inside out, okay? So then I'm just gonna line the very end up with the very end of, sorry for hitting my camera. We're gonna line this up with the very end, and I've double yarned this with the blue. I'm gonna use the blue. You can use whatever color you like. And on the very end, I put a slip knot, okay? So, this is crazy here. I made a really long piece and it's not liking me. It's not liking it at all. So I'm just gonna keep pulling until it comes through. I just don't want to have to do it again. So I made it really, really long. Okay, so then I've got this slip knot right here that I made on the end. So then I'm going to pull this all the way through that slip knot. And I'm on camera, so it's not going to be nice to me. It's getting all discombobulated. Okay, so I'm just going to keep pulling. Oh, we finally got it. And then I'm just going to pull tight, okay? And if you want to, you can work this in as you go along, or you can work it in at the end. It doesn't matter. I would normally work it in, but for the sake of the video, I'll just leave it like that, okay? So you see right here, this, of course, that there'll be a side on there, okay? So now, and this is going to be for all the sides, okay? So right now we're working on the front, so it's lining up with the front, and then there'll be a side over here on this side. So the long piece is here with the front of my thing. So now we're just literally going to do a whip stitch. So I'm going to go under, making sure that I go under both for each side here. I'm just going to do the best I can to line them up. You know, it's not the end of the world if you don't get them perfect, but just try to line them up. Okay, so you're just going to go just like that. Goodness. I made this. Okay. It's still working. But yeah, just in and out, just like this. And I'm trying to get at the very edge. Okay. I just wanted to show you what it would look like. It's really easy. And like I said, it's just a bunch of sewing it all together. I think this makes it really easy, especially for people who don't want a lot of thought about something, or, you know, we didn't start from a base and coming up, which would require a ton of counting and different things. This just makes it so much easier, and it's just such a beautiful pattern, this wave pattern. Perfect for a beach bag. But you know, you could also use this pattern for a blanket as well. So you could do that. But this is the whip stitch. If you wanted to know what it is, this is it. Just in and out, in and out. Okay, so it's just like that. And so this is working together. This is what the other side looks like. You can see these stitches, okay? So if you would rather use a different color than the blue, then you're more than happy to. If you'd rather use the white, if you think that would look better, it's all up to you. I just wanted to use something that I had near me on camera. I actually would probably use the white. I think that that would look better because you will be able to see those stitches as you go around, but they won't look too bad. So anyways, that is how that you do this. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've learned how to do everything. I don't think I missed anything. So you would just go around, keep sewing everything together, and in the end, turn it inside out, and you have got a beautiful beach bag. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope to see you soon. I hope everybody's doing wonderful. I just briefly want to say what a hard time it is in America right now for us. And we have gone through a terrible pandemic, and now we are going through something even worse, and that's racial inequality in the year 2020. So I just want to say, if anyone is watching this and you are of African American descent, or you are a minority at all, I just want to say I love you and thank you so much for being you, because it's not easy being you in this world today, and I stand beside each one of you. And I love you all. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Happy crocheting. Remember to give me your pictures on Facebook or Instagram. I love to see all of your completed projects, and a lot of you send them in, and I just love it so much. Any picture that you send me, I will share on Facebook or Instagram. So yeah, great fun, and I look forward to seeing them. And please like, share, and subscribe. And if you can, watch an ad here or there to fund all the materials for this channel. So thanks again. Happy crocheting. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.